This is the carrot that I'm going to show you how I'm going to paint. I have a scruffy brush. This comes in the Folk Art, Plaid Folk Art One Stroke Donna Dewberry sets, and you pounce, you double load, so you have a light green and a dark green. This is evergreen and foliage green with a little bit of the celery green, and I'm going to pounce in some color. And I want it to be on the airier side, so you don't want to make it opaque. Sorry for the tapping, you can probably hear that's me reloading. And you can see some little lines in there. I probably should have already drawn them on so that the foliage goes over a little bit, but I'll show you how I make those. Let me get a little liner. I'll do them with a liner brush, and of course I can't find it fast here. Oh yeah, there it is. And I'm going to get some of the green on it, and I'm going to do the stems. Come on, green. And I'll do the stems, and I got something stuck in my brush. Okay, now we'll try that again. Get my liner brush, got it loaded with some green, and you make your little lines that are going to show up like your stems that go to the foliage of your carrot. And here, this one gets up here. Now I'm sure carrot foliage, I think, is more of a grayish green, but we'll go with what we have here. We're going for an effect and not for reality. So you just kind of layer it in there. If you want it a little bit lighter, you go back with more of the lighter green until you're satisfied with your greenery for your carrot. Now I'm going to get some orange and a flat brush so we can fill in the carrot base. Now on this white surface, I'm going to base in with a Georgia clay color. This is by Deco Art. It's kind of a deep reddish orange. Now on a darker surface, I wouldn't bother. I would just go with the pure orange, and maybe even, well, with darker colors, a lot of times you undercoat with white. So now this has a depth to it, the color, that the orange, pure orange, does not. And I'm just filling in. I'm not doing anything fancy. Filling in between the lines, just like you would a coloring book. I'm following the outline as best as I can. I'm not being exact. Just as good as I can. And some carrots are really gnarly. Some are smoother, so you decide what your carrot's going to be. And there is my basic carrot shape. I'm going to let that dry. Then I'm going to come back in with the pure orange and go over it. I'm coming back in with pure orange. This one is Folk Art Artist Pigment Pure Orange. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Just go over the other color that I based with, and it just brings the color up to more of an orangey, carroty orange, even though carrots really come in all colors, even purple and white. Most people traditionally think of carrots as orange. So there we have the orange coat. I'm going to dip my corner. I have a little bit of the other on my brush, and I'm going to make this a little bit darker because it's supposed to be like inset for the stem. Now I've let it dry, and I've loaded my brush. I've got floating medium here, which is clear, and then I just side load the corner of my brush barely in burnt umber, and I work that in a little bit, and I'm going to shadow along one side and then kind of bring the shadow in, so it gives it a little bit of curve there. I'm going to reload some more on my brush, and you just kind of see how you want that to come in there. Give it a little more dimension. You can go along the other side as well. Just kind of give it an outline. And with the blending medium on it, you can kind of work it so it's not too stark of a color on the orange. And you shadow into the little divot there for the stem, and then you bring it down. And if you want to, you can add a few little roots with the liner brush, and drag it through the burnt umber, and then just add little tiny roots, maybe coming out of your carrot if you wish. And there you have your carrot. You could speckle it like we did the pears if you want. You could dab them on there instead of doing the flicking with the brush. If you want a little, add little circles instead of with the corner of the brush, not circles, but little curvatures with your liner, you can do that too. And there you have your carrot.